Can I give you my opinion about it?
Yeah.
You know, we're living in a completely different world today. I'm recording this than what we was even back before 9/11. We're living in a completely different world today prior to 9/11. And of course, if you go on back into the 80s and into the 70s, we sure enough living in a different world.
Mm-hmm.
Long about 1988, something influenced me towards me going up to Kentucky, up around LBL, up around Aurora, and up towards Grand Rivers and Benton, and that area up in there. And then in 1988, I wound up going up there in a campsite up there off of Sugar Bay, Legal Road 142 or 141, kind of about halfway between Golden Pond and the northern, Hillman's Ferries campground up there. But while I was up there, Ray, I went around knocking on people's doors. I'm kind of an inquisitive person like that. And at the time, it was still fresh on a lot of people's minds that that what caused the assassination of Kennedy was what went on up there. Have you ever heard that?
Well,
The moonshining industry up there
the man in Kentucky
between
said
the between the 30s and the 60s was a thriving industry up there in LBL. I mean, thriving. They were selling moonshine to Memphis. They were selling moonshine to Indiana. They were selling moonshine to Chicago. And, of course, what actually put the Kennedys on the map way up above towards Maine was rum. Moonshining up there. Alcohol is what put them on the map as far as them becoming a big name.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever they flew over that piece of property in 1963 and declared LBL as it being a total loss, after them poor people went through what they went through in the early 30s, whenever TVA come in there and moved everybody out and basically flooded their whole freaking town over there. And then if you go over to the other side on the Cumberland River side, they done the exact same thing over there. It was a few years later, they built 2 dams right there. Well, as they was doing that, they was shrinking the peninsula. So they had 2 moves before Kennedy ever flew over the property and said, declare it as a freaking loss. We're going to turn it into a hunting and fishing lodge. Did you know that man died shortly after that decision was made? And according to some of the people that I talked to up there, of course, this was back in the 80s, that was the reason why. Somebody put the word out, we want him dead for doing this. Mm-hmm. Because he had now ruffled up the feathers on the 3rd time, which was, it's one thing to cause them to have to all pack up and move one time, and it's another thing to have to make them all pack up and move the 2nd time, and now the 3rd time, they're just going to have to get completely off the island. We want you completely off the daggum peninsula. And like I said, their business up there was thriving at the time, and because of it, they put a hit out on him. The hit did come from the mob. And we got a Kennedy right now. I think it's a nephew or something like that that's running right now that's already up in the polls about 22%. Did you know it?
I don't think he'll ever get it. I don't think he's smart enough to pull it. He's a different part of him.
Well, he admits that the CIA had him killed.
Yeah. Hey, gal.
Hey, baby. Are you up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
You gonna get some supper?
Where you want to go? Where you?
Did you hang up? Damn
Well,
phones.
that conversation didn't last long, did it?
Damn phones. That's it.
Oh, you paid $1,000 for these phones, and they're about as worthless as a piece of paper towards sending somebody a message with a carrier. You know it?
Yep. There it is.
There you go again.
Hey, babe. Did you hang up?
Hello.
Hello, did you hang up?
No, you did.
Oh,
I was talking.
I was too, I thought.
I said where you want to go.
You gonna get some supper?
I said where you want to go.
I don't care. Just somewhere.
I know a spot y'all need to try. Go to Fulton.
Huh?
Go to Fulton. Go to Fulton on the regular road.
That company.
Right before you get to the state line road, they built a restaurant over to the right hand side. They've got karaoke on Friday night. They got a lot of motorcycle things over there, and some of the best bologna that you've ever put in your mouth. I'm telling you, it's a real good place to go if you never went there.
I've been there.
Have you?
Yeah. I don't like hamburgers and bologna. You know, I don't mind bologna, but I like it.
Well, they got barbecue and they got other stuff on in there.
Yeah.
But they do karaoke if y'all like to sing.
Yeah, I seen that. I've been down there. Down the river. I like it on the railroad track almost.
Exactly. Yeah.
Are you done ready?
Yeah.
Are you done ready?
Yeah, give me a few minutes.
Okay.
I'll be ready.
All right, give me a call back.
All right.
All right,
Well, come over when you get ready.
bye. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I was going to ask you if you still had your lady friend. Ain't no need of me
Yeah.
asking you that no more.
No, she calls when she wants me.
That's about the sum of it, ain't
That's
it?
about the summary of all of it, yeah.
Yeah. That's about like you youngins. Ordinarily, they don't contact you unless they need something.
Yeah.
Or they want something. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's a nice little old restaurant over there.
Yeah, I went to that right after they opened.
You did?
Yeah. And,
Well, you was in the breaking in stage. You need to go
Yeah.
on over there now
they had,
and check it out.
some good-looking waitresses.
It's a nice place. I
I'll
mean,
tell you what, I'll
the
tell
way
you
it was
where I
built and
went.
everything.
I'll tell you where I went. Not long ago, and I'm going to go back sometime or another. Right on the state line,
Mm-hmm.
when you go from here to South Fulton,
Mm-hmm.
there's a hotel up there on the right.
Yeah.
It's a restaurant too.
Yeah, I know. I've been there.
Got a bar.
They got a piano in there, don't they?
Huh?
Got a piano in there, don't they? Yeah. I've been there.
You can stay there. I think it's got 2 or 3.
That's more of a swanky place.
Yeah, but it's not. You know, there's no higher than damn rest of them now.
I know.
$12, $14.
Even the Mexican restaurants now are expensive.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah.
You used to go in there at well, the Chinese place they've went up too.
Yeah.
Just a regular buffet now is about $14, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Everything's went up.
Yeah. And the bottom down here might be open, it might not be.
Really?
Yeah. You might go down there and they be closed on Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock. They close. And, who knows?
You know, there's a lot of enterprise that has left this area, and to be quite honest with you, going back to the assassination of Kennedy, whenever Walmart and Kmart and Big K and Walgreens and Sears and all those other ones was competing with one another back in the 70s and the 80s, who would have thought, especially after Sam Walton getting on national TV and standing right beside Walter Bush, who would have thought that they would have stabbed the American people in the back the way that they did towards going overseas and getting all their merchandise over there? And that's what's knocked our labor force in the head right here in the good old USA.
Well, see, the new ones are the kids.
You talking about Walmart?
Mm-hmm. They see the old man said, "I want everything made in the United States." And he made the statement and put up the plaques in the stores.
That's right.
Then they made him take them down because the shit wasn't made in the USA.
Really?
They started getting his sons or whatever, or daughter or whatever, started getting their merchandise from China.
But after he dies, whenever they done that, wasn't it? Basically. I mean, they had started it
Yeah.
before that,
Yeah.
but they sure enough took off with it then. And who would have thought that Big K and Kmart and Sears and all the rest of them would have followed suit? And now look what it's left us. It's left us over here with a bunch of empty freaking buildings that used to have good quality factories in it. And now I guess you can have the stuff shipped to you from overseas and put it on the shelf cheaper than what we can build it.
There's a company over yonder now, Bealle or something like that, over there in the shopping center going into Martin. On the left there, going in, like you're going out to
Over by the Huddle House?
Yep.
Okay.
Right behind it.
Okay.
And it's all Chinese shit. Every damn piece in there is Chinese.
It is.
But they're cheaper than a lot of them. But you know that little,
But you get what you pay for. Because the stuff ain't going to be near as sound as what it was years ago.
Well-
When you bought something years ago, you could count on it being there for the next 25 years. This stuff nowadays you buy, and it's liable to be tore up or broke or wore out in the next 2. You know?
they had, trying to think of that. What's that little Cracker Barrel? They're going out this year. Won't be more of them.
Cracker Barrel's going out?
Gonna all go out this year.
No kidding. They make some good breakfasts, Cracker Barrel does. There's one up there at Mayfield, up there by pretty close to Youngbloods, up there off that next exit. I think it's right there at that exit at Youngbloods.
Oh, one I know is good up there now at Murray is where the cow's standing out.
That's one right there, and then there's one at Jackson, and
They
then
stayed open. They stayed open during the damn.
during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know they
I
did.
went there. Now. That's right.
Uh huh.
So I'm sure I'm proud to do. He said, now if you want to wear a mask, you can, but we're not going to tell you you got to.
There's also another one in Dyersburg. If you turn off the exit Dyersburg coming from
Yeah, good restaurant.
yeah, right there by Pilot.
Yeah.
So that's 4 right here within a 50-mile radius. And you're telling me that they're all going to go under?
That's what you said.
Who said that? News?
Yep, use.
Recently?
Mhm.
You know where they're originally from, don't you? Tennessee. Over there in Middle Tennessee is where they originally come from.
I don't know.
Sure is.
Well, see, they started out with a good thing, and they bought all that stuff like I got junk to hang around, and they paid.
Probably got too much overhead.
Well, they did and they didn't. It's trying to have something country. You know, they're trying to have turnip greens and brown beans and all this shit.
Well, that's part of it. That's part of it. But you know what the biggest part is? These kids today,
It won't work.
they no longer want to socialize. And you know why? And you can't really blame them. They're scared to death. Hell, they're scared now to even go to school because they're afraid they're going to get shot. They see all these major shootings going on. Matter of fact, the president was up there at Maine just today making a big speech about how supposedly sorry that he is about all them people getting killed. Well, you know, if you keep doing that again and again and again in a country, you're going to have an effect on people's thinking pertaining to socializing.
Well,
And also another thing that has hurt our businesses over here is all these FedExes and UPSs. Now these kids can shop online
yeah, on their phone.
and have it brought to them a whole lot cheaper than they got to go out here and fight the traffic and having to worry about somebody shooting them.
That's true, too.
The mall over here in Dyersburg is shut down. You know why? Because they didn't have no foot traffic. You know why they didn't have no foot traffic? Because everybody stays at home now and orders stuff online.
They're lazy.
I don't know if it's lazy or if it's just that that atmosphere that got built out of all this crazy stuff going on in our country. Because I mean, you got to admit nowadays it really ain't safe to get in even going to a local ball game. Somebody's liable to go crazy, and the next thing you know, somebody's on drugs or something and done went out here and done killed a bunch of folks.
But they don't want to do nothing to them when they catch them on drugs.
Exactly.
They don't want to do.
Because now it's looked
They
upon.
can't help it.
Because now it's looked upon as being a sickness.
Yes, it's a disease.
It's a disease. The same way with alcohol. You know, how many times have you heard of somebody beating the heck out of their wife or doing something that they shouldn't have done or getting caught DUI or whatever? Well, I didn't really want to do that. Alcohol made me do that.
yeah.
Well, hell, you're the one that put the stuff in your mouth.
That's exactly
Didn't
right.
nobody put a gun in your head and make you turn it up?
That's right.
But now, because of all the liberal doctors and liberal attorneys, they've turned it into something that it's really not.
And now they sue, and people are scared to even go to bars.
Exactly.
And the most of this bunch of shootings at the bars are blacks that are mad because,
Somebody done beat them out of an 8-ball.
yeah,
Right. I know. But looking at the big picture pertaining to, you know, the masses, what has affected the masses is several different things. For going back to Cracker Barrel, and one of the big things is that kids, especially this younger generation, they don't think it's worth it towards going out here and chancing in getting shot. And if you let enough shootings happen in Walmart, one of the areas that we was talking about that's got these grocery stores, I guess Walmart probably made more money during COVID in the grocery store industry than it ever did think about during of the salt lines.
They had people delivered.
Yeah, they was delivering this stuff.
You couldn't get shit. They had it in the back in the warehouse back there. And if you wanted 5 packs of damn bologna, well, you'll have to order it. We'll have to have somebody pull it. That saved the shelf room. Nobody put it out there.
Right.
And right now, you go over there and there'll be 15 people out there picking up stuff for somebody.
Yep. And you know who
out.
most of them are that's doing it? The kids,
Yeah.
the college kids. It ain't the elderly people that can't hardly walk good, has to get around on a damn scooter or a damn wheelchair or something. It's the kids. They call it in and say, all right, I want this, and this.
Deliver to this address.
Deliver to this address, either that or I'll pick it up.
Here's the card.
Here's my card.
Yep.
The whole thing has been turned upside down of multiple things that has occurred, just like Amazon. I mean, Amazon now is selling more stuff online than freaking Walmart is.
I don't doubt it.
They are. They're competing with Walmart per capita, per dollar for what they're doing out there. But going back to the restaurant industry, if you put all of it together, what do you got a formula of? A perfect storm. And in the process of the perfect storm, you got businesses that's shutting down now left and right.
But can't afford to go and pull it and bring it to you.
Businesses shutting down left and right. A matter of fact, the restaurant industry during COVID, I heard a thing on TV, took more of a lick in the hospitality business. Something like 130,000 restaurants went out of business, and over 70,000 of them is indefinite. Won't never open back up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can you imagine all the hardware out there, all the grills and all the cooking utensils and all the plates and forks that you can find right now, used stuff?
But you can't hardly find them. See, some big conglomerate goes and buys it up. Used to up there at Parish, they had a place out there on the highway going towards Kentucky. And
Going towards Hazel.
yeah, they bought a bunch of damn equipment, and you go out there and you can buy a used grill. But they done gone. They don't want to sell them now. Well, we got a big buyer in California says they'll take them all.
But yeah, the restaurant industry is really taking a lick. And just like right now, after COVID, what's affecting them? It's not so much COVID, but now it's how easy it is to order stuff online and how dangerous it is to get out of your house anymore. Whenever you continue to do that again and again and again, you're going to have an effect on the socialism of your society. You know it?
Well, you take my front door out there, when some of these places deliver to it, put a package on the front, and they're stealing that, and they'll shoot you if you come out there after them. And I was looking on the phone.
The law has turned to the degree that it actually protects the criminal more than it does the victim
Exactly.
in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
In other words, if somebody was breaking in on you and you shot them, even though they was in your house, I guarantee you fixing to step in front of a judge on account of it.
That's right.
You ain't gonna just talk to a deputy or the sheriff or whoever's in charge of the town.
You're going to
And,
jail.
yeah, you can go to jail, and you may not be in there but 24 hours, or you may get out the next night or whatever. But I'm just telling you, it's got to the point that now you can't even protect yourself. Well, what the hell? If the system can't protect us, and if we can't protect ourselves, we basically doomed.
That's right. That's why you law.
We doomed.
You take your law here at town. You see, we've got 4 or 5 little lawmen. 2 of them got fired here a while back, and everybody got all pissed off because of that. Because he chased a guy all the way to Fulton.
Yeah, you told me that.
140 miles an hour.
You told me that.
Yeah. And,
But y'all don't have a whole lot of problems over here in Sharon, do you?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah, go down in a little park down there, right there behind BP, full of drugs.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. Right out there in that playground right down there. It is.
They do their horse swapping out there?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
they-
where they trade their chickens for their
they-
goats.
They don't want to come out there and do nothing about it. Oh well, they're just kids. They're not. They're just growing up, and they're gonna be adults. We got some new grass up yonder. Got that what's that grass on the football field?
Turf? What that cost?
Who knows? We had to spend the money. We had it.
The city had to spend the money.
No, the county.
County spent the money.
Yeah, had it allotted, and they come down here and tore all that up and put new.
Well, you know, it hadn't been too long. I think it was either last year or the year before they raised everybody's taxes in the county. Did you know that?
They tried to, and it didn't work out well. They had to go back down on it.
They did.
Yeah. Yes, they allotted it on, I forgot how many.
All right, let me ask you this. Do you know anything about that trial that they had just the other day up there in Dresden? And that little girl that wound up shooting that other girl over there in Union City, I guess she was a hairdresser or something. She wound up skipping out on them, and they had to hunt her down.
You got it.
She was hiding from the law because she didn't know which way the jury was gonna swing. Just so happens they swing in her favor towards her getting out of it. But it's got to the point that, once more, the people that does a harsh crime are the people that get off.
Yeah.
And people like me that wants to put out a message about the Lord Jesus Christ, they want to put me either in a nursing in a psychiatric ward, or want to criminalize me like I'm a bad guy, like I'm a monster out here trying to hurt them. So what's happened to our system over here?
They won't.
We've been invaded, haven't we?
Oh yeah.
We've been invaded. We've been kidnapped or ransomed right here. You know? And Ray, I think I don't have to tell you this. If they was to have even thought about doing some of this stuff back in the 60s and the 70s, they would have basically just made a public example out of them, and probably taken the law into their own hands,
right.
and probably strung them up right then and there,
Yep.
and that would have been the end of it.
That's right. And
That would have been the end
they
of
can
it.
talk all they want to and want reparations for what happened in 1861, but I wasn't there.
Exactly.
You know, and that's what I can't.
Exactly. But in order
You
to
only-
control the masses, you're going to have, just like the president of the NRA said, the only way to defeat a bad person with a gun is with a good person with a gun. And you have to recognize there's a reason why that our police stations and our academy cars and stuff like that, most of them are two different colors. Why are they two different colors? Because one of them represents the good side, and also one of them represents the bad side, indicating that sometimes good people has to use bad measures to maintain a law, to maintain structure. And that's exactly what that guy over in Jerusalem's doing, and I look up to him, don't you?
Yeah.
I look up to him. And now everybody's trying to talk him down.
You know, I wouldn't.
You couldn't talk me down for a million, a trillion, zillion freaking of them people over there that's involved in all that for it.
The people that we give all them people stuff in the Gaza Strip. I'm not talking about the common people. I'm talking about the political idiots. And they built places underneath the towns.
They got it. They sabotaged the structures in the towns because a lot of their headquarters are set up underneath hospitals
That's right.
and schools.
That's right.
You know, they know that in order to blow them up, you're going to have to blow up whatever target is up on top of the ground just to get to them down below the ground,
And you're a bad person then.
and then you're a bad person.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes you a monster.
Yeah.
Once more, the system has been corrupted, hasn't it? It's been turned upside down to where now right's wrong and wrong's right.
Yeah.
What's done this? The devil's done this.
Yeah. That's true.
The devil's done this. That's who's done this.
And that's reading the Palestinians. I never known. Where was Palestine at? You remember?
Down below Russia, wasn't it, originally?
I didn't know where it was. I've heard of it all my life.
But now they consider it over there in the Middle Easterners.
See,
Over in Libya. And, I was targeted by that bunch. Did you know that? Yeah, I was targeted by that bunch. In 1979, whenever I was working for Wayman Joel and the Joel family, and also helping the Davises towards hanging steel and stuff. And I fell off that building over at Milan, Milan Arsenal fell almost 4 stories, 37 feet. Just well, it's been 4 stories. They consider a story between 8 and 10 feet is what a story is supposed to be.
Well, see,
And I fell 37 feet. I laid in the hospital. My old lady at the time was me and her wasn't getting along, so we got back together again, and we moved over there in Rolling Acres. You remember Rolling Acres at Mr. Harrison owned over there? Wasn't nothing but a drug bin. Wasn't nothing but a drug bin is all that was over there. Here I am trying to recuperate. 2 broken legs, 2 crushed ankles, 3 ruptured discs, two vertebrae, and 2 broken arms. And my wife was getting paid by the state of taking care of me towards in-house nursing. It wasn't much. I think it was something like $120, maybe $140 a week. But still, that helped keep groceries on the table. And it also prevented from me going to a nursing home or to somewhere and recuperating. Well, while she was working down there at Tony's Pizza, remember Tony's Pizza? She got hooked up with a bunch of Arabs, a bunch of Pakistanians.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey, I'm gonna drive. I'll come over there and pick you up.
Okay. I see you a little bit.
Are you ready to go?
I guess so. Better as I'll ever be.
All right.
See you later.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
She got hooked up with a bunch of Pakistanians, and the next thing you know, we got a divorce because I wasn't gonna put up with it.
Well,
the
they're nasty people.
Yes,
Nasty people.
and the Pakistani that she got it with, he wound up having a bad wreck. His name was Jamel, and according to his people, we was looked upon as infidels, and it was considered taboo for anybody over there. And this is all part of the college exchange student thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And she finally got tired of taking care of him after that motorcycle wreck because he wasn't nothing but an invalid. He was just a vegetable, basically. And she called him up and told him the problem. And it wasn't but about a month. They come over here and got him and took him back. And then about 2 or 3 weeks later, they contacted her back and said, well, he's dead.
Yeah. Can't use you.
That's right. They don't deal with problems over there like they do over here. But then she hooked up with another one.
Well,
I was targeted by him whenever I was trying to recuperate from going through that bad fall that I went through. And what really puzzled me was that my dad and my mom, they took on to Vicky and to those Pakistanians and Arabians just like they was their own. I mean, they never had a word. They'd come over there and eat, and we'd go over there. And I didn't mind all that, but I kind of thought that's kind of odd. That's really kind of odd because at one time she used to be my wife. And now she didn't just divorce me. She went completely, as far as I was concerned, overboard. And now she ain't even dating nobody that's an American. Not even a white person.
well, that's what they won't, when I was taking care of that.
And I ain't got nothing against nobody being color, whatever, or nobody a different color, but I just thought that was very odd for somebody to come from Missouri, the Show Me State, and that's where she was raised in the Show Me State. You know good and well that they got values about like Tennessee and Texas. And for her to turn like that was very odd.
Well, there was a guy over there, and you may know him. He ran them pizza places, some of them over at Martin.
Yes, Tony, yes.
Not Tony, another one.
Okay.
And he had feet, must have been 14s, and they was cracked up like he was on sand.
Really?
Yeah, and he had one of them sandwich places down there a couple of years ago. He come over here. That whole bunch, see, from Iran, was over at the Treasure Court and going to school. All them little gals, they had to see what a brown dick was. They'd go with them, oh yeah. But they stunk like a damn billy goat.
You're right.
That was their smell.
You're right. That was their DNA.
Yeah.
And also they don't bathe like we do, and they put on different type of cologne and all. You know, they eat different type of food, and of course that's going to have an effect on your
Tony,
aurora.
Tony and them making pizzas out of cats in that back alley back there.
You know, I heard that. I didn't know. Never know if that was any truth to any of that or not.
I lived on top of Tony's Pizza.
You did.
Yeah, they had a 5-room apartment up there, and I rented it when I was in college. And you could see down the back alley there, and they'd trap them cats.
They trap them.
Trap them in them.
Trap them with food and stuff,
Yeah.
and go into cages
Yeah.
and stuff.
They came
and then
in.
put them on pizza, make it, and people bragged about it, said it was the best pizza they've ever put in their mouth.
I said, damn, y'all must eat a lot of cats back in your day. But you know, in Vietnam, they eat dogs. You know, they would eat dogs. In Florida, when that bunch come over here and come in down there in Florida.
Well, I told you a while
Most
ago
of them.
that that's been one of our weaknesses is allowing for people to come over here and buy up anything that they wanted to buy up, transfer their money from whatever country that they're from, whatever currency it is, and then come over here and buy us out. And if you get enough of them over here, they'll eventually take us over.
They're going to.
They'll take us over to the point that we won't even be American no more.
No, that's the thing that they're going to do, and we're silly enough to let them.
Uh-huh. Yep. Is your girlfriend come up yet?
She's coming.
Okay. Well, I just thought I'd come over here and see what the deal was. When was you going to college over
60.
That was before they ever had the gymnasium and before they had the library at UTM and before they ever had that Coliseum. That Coliseum hadn't been built yet.
They built, let's see, they had swimming pools. Remember swimming pools over there?
Mm-hmm.
On the inside? And,
That was just by the time all that was coming into play.
mm-hmm.
So you did know my aunt, Zorabelle Lovelace?
Who?
Zorabelle Lovelace
Yeah.
was a teacher?
Yeah, yeah,
You did know her.
yeah.
She owned a bunch of property out there that UTM bought off her, and they got rich off all that.
Oh, I'm sure.
They
See,
did.
There were several teachers that was there. That
She got rich off all that.
Owned a lot of property.
Some doctor got in there and was a big power player. Did you know that they actually wanted that college originally over in Union City and they rejected it?
Yeah, more likely.
Uh-huh.
That's stupidity of the people, you know, good.
They rejected it.
That's the only thing that's kept Martin where it's at.
Yes, sir.
And
But you know, before Martin ever become Martin, Palmersville already had a freaking college, a university over there, and was growing, had like 2 factories, and it was the railroad that got diverted from going through Palmersville that had to go through Dresden to Martin, and that's what built Martin up
Yeah.
and killed Palmersville.
where the railroad goes is where usually.
That's where the people follow. They first started following the rivers, and then they started following the railroads.
There she is.
Okay.
Hey, run y'all.
I'm gonna get on.
Yeah.
All right.